We tried something new. What I did was, these are chicken drumsticks actually that I took off the bones. You can see I just filleted it off, and that's the other side. What I did after that is I seasoned them, of course, the usual suspects. Lemon pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper. There's baking powder, but I already put it back. I'm gonna try this. I got the new air fryers you saw yesterday, so there's the big boy over here, and we're just gonna try and see how these come out. It's my first time doing this. You know we like to experiment freestyle, so let's pop these into the air fryer and see what's good. All right, so those bad boys are loaded up. I don't know what button I'm supposed to use on these. Is there a chicken button on this bad boy? So I used the chicken button. We're gonna see if that works, because it says 375 for 30 minutes, and that's like the sweet spot of what I'm looking for. So I'm just gonna, all right, let's see how it comes out. Those look pretty good. Remember, these are drumsticks that I actually took apart. So they got the lemon pepper on there, and I got some fries I threw up top. They cooked in the same time, which is crazy, and they smell pretty crispy. I got some plans for them. So let's plate this up, let's go eat. Split drumsticks, I don't know what to call these. It is what it is. Got that health rice, Jollof style. Y'all know what that is, just, we're gonna have to get you Google. And of course, the fries. I only made these for one reason, which you'll see in a second, so we move.
What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back with a video on the channel, and as you already know, because I still haven't figured out a better intro now that I'm doing the recipe things beforehand, we did the drumsticks that we cut off the bone and roasted in the air fryer. I gotta admit, that air fryer is pretty legit. Like, it cooked them real nice. I like the bark on them. You'll see when it gets done. It's got the jollof rice. It's not really jollof rice, but it puts you in the mind of jollof rice, and it's actually health rice. And these are thoughts I have at 4 o'clock in the morning. And of course, the fries. Got the fries for a reason. And as you can see over here, it's because I got sent. I've been asking about this for such a long time. I know there's a bunch of you from Australia that probably know about this, but I always was asking. I had a friend visit me from Australia a long time ago. This was obviously before the 2020 thing. And he kept talking about this. This is chicken salt. And I was like, what the hell is chicken salt? And he spent, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour trying to explain to me what chicken salt was, and I still don't get it. And now that I'm holding it in my hand, I still don't get it. But you said you have to eat them over hot chips, which are fries, because I'm American. So I have chicken salt, and I'm gonna put chicken salt on my fries here. I did not expect this to be white. I expected it to be like Lowry's or something, because, you know, I eat Lowry's, but whatever. I want to try frying chicken salt, bro, so let's see. There's like flour in here. That's weird. I need a little more. This is not like salt. I still don't get it. And that's why he couldn't explain it to me, but I swear I taste like beef. Ingredients: beef fat. I'm telling you, this is a fat man's palate right here. But I still like, it kind of just tastes like regular floury salt. I'm glad these fries are still hot. Fries. I like it though. It adds something different. I feel real Australian right about now. It also says that you can sprinkle on roast chicken and vegetables for added flavor. But you're supposed to sprinkle it on chips, which are fries. But their chips are crisps. Australia, I love y'all. Y'all be whole different wave. It is what it is. No, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna try this chicken because I'm waiting on this. Alright, check the bark out. Again, this is a drumstick. You can't even, listen, you hear that? Oh, y'all already know I'm going right in the middle because this is the skin. Ready? Y'all heard it. If I stop, you call me, bro. Bruh, hey. When I go Denzel on my food and I start saying like little interjections and stuff, like, hey. You know it's lit. Give me the bag, Jake. I was watching Training Day yesterday. That's fire. I love the skin though. Like, this. Come with me. Y'all feel me? Might have found something here. I also got me one last packet or container of my Peruvian green sauce. I swear I'm about to just call them, just send me a bucket of this. And don't think rice and fries is weird, because if you order Peruvian food, you will get rice and fries. I used to think it was weird. I love this salsa though, man. You heard it. That's how you know I like it. 'Cause I'm trying to get all of the flavor. And don't make fun of my spoon. Alright. A little health rice. One day I'll show you how to make this. It's not really jollof rice, but it's inspired by it. But what are we saying? It's not yellow, it's red. Bro, I eat rice. You know I eat rice all the time. All day. All day. Continuing my story from yesterday about the wasps. Some of you guys have given me some suggestions, which actually, I've read a lot of stuff with the same. Someone said that you have to find like the hole where the nest is, and put gasoline in it. That actually is a real thing. They're not being funny. But I'm gonna leave it to the experts, you know? I just don't think I need to be playing with gasoline. Or wasps. I'm good. But you were right, you weren't trying to steer me wrong. And I love y'all for that. You know, you always start looking out for me, and I appreciate it. I'm just not. They're just, people, how do I say this? Culturally, people like me, we tend to stay in our lane, you know. We don't do certain things. And again, stereotypically speaking, I know there are plenty of people who look like me who might do it. And there are plenty of people who don't look like me who won't do it either. But again, I'm only being playful with the banter and the stereotypes. There was a popular TikTok trend a while ago where it was a person saying the same phrase over and over again, and it had like a caption on the top, and it would say, you do know that I'm black, right? And I still use that till this day. And that's how I felt when they said pour the gasoline in the wasp nest. I was like, you do know that I'm black, right? We just don't do, like, not finna. Stereotypically. We just, listen. I was having this conversation sometime this week. I have a lot of conversations, but they were talking about going like on a trip in the woods where they wanted to like do like a, you know, the guy Bear Grylls, you know what I'm talking about? Like he'd do all the stuff in the woods. He'd be like, you know, like trying to wrestle snakes and stuff. Like, listen. Percentage wise, how many black people do you see on like Shark Week, Discovery Channel, you know, hunting things in the outback, in the Amazon rainforest? Like, I've seen one dude on TikTok who like be playing with snakes and stuff, and he's black. That's about it. Like, we ain't finna go. You know? Ain't nothing wrong with that. We don't. We out. Like, we, you know? If I had a dollar for the amount of times that people have asked me to go skydiving with them, to which my reply was, you do know that I'm black, right? Like, again, I'm not judging anybody. I'm not jumping out of a plane voluntarily. You ever hear that I jumped out of a plane? I just hope that it never comes to that, because I'm not doing it. Unless, like, it's really just, I have to. I have no desire. And I've talked to plenty of people who've done it. I've talked to plenty of people who want to do it. Most of them don't look like me. But I always like to listen to people's thoughts on stuff, like where they're coming from. Because to me, you're jumping out of a plane. And most people will tell me something along the lines of like, you know, it's a rush, it's exciting. I feel you. But no, not for me. I'll find my rush another way. I'm not finna jump. You know, and I hear the stories, okay, listen, there's 2 parachutes. You know, it's safe. It's very rare that someone has an accident. And I feel you. But I don't want to be that one person. I know people get angry at stuff like this, you know. Of course, I'm saying this in a bantery way. You know, I'm very animated. And every time I've had this conversation, there's that one person that says that more people die in car accidents. More people drive cars every day. And there are a lot more variables in a car. And also, I'm behind the wheel. I think why a lot of people have issues with going on planes, trains, buses, you know, because flying overall is very safe. Which I get. But the average person does not know how an airplane works or how to fly one. So you're not behind or in the cockpit and someone else is in charge. So it's weird, you know? So I feel y'all, but I have no desire to, you know, bungee jumping, hang gliding. Truth be told, I don't even really like roller coasters. And I've been on dozens of roller coasters. Like, it's not like I've never gone on it. It's not even like I'm scared, because I'm not scared to go on them. I've been on plenty. You know, all the loop-de-loops and the floop-de-floops and the... I personally, and this is my own opinion, I don't see a point. I don't need that kind of rush. Like, I'm not here for that. Nah, I'm just, you know, like, more power to y'all. Some people just, stuff's not for them. And believe me, I have had plenty of people, oh, just go skydiving, bro. I'll meet y'all right here. You start in one place. I'm too like pragmatic for stuff like that. You know, like, the concept of skydiving is crazy to me, because you start in one place, like a big target, you know, in a building, and then you go out into like runway where you are, then you fly up in the air, and you jump right back down to the same damn place. And you pay people to do this. Right? And you gotta pay extra money for the pictures. That's crazy. For me. Hang gliding. You run off the cliff with a big Dorito. Ah! Like, I don't need that. I feel like a lot of people want to do that. And that's just not my wave. Now, I do some things that some people would like to do, you know. A lot of people want to travel. I want to travel. I want to see stuff, you know. I would love to see things like the pyramids, and gotta hurry up too, you know. You know, visit like some of the 7 wonders of the world. I would love to do stuff like that. Go see the Colosseum in Rome. Go eat food in Rome. I'd like to see stuff. Because people say, oh, well, you only get one life and you gotta... I would rather see stuff than jump from stuff. Is that, like, weird? Like, am I stupid? You know? Like, go see the pyramids in Egypt. The ones in Machu Picchu, you know? Stuff like that. That's I do that. Then I go eat. Traveling around eating and seeing stuff. That's money. For me. You know. I'd love to see the Colosseum. You know, go to Rome, see the Colosseum. That's... Y'all hear that? That's like a big one for me. I talk about stuff like this sometimes, but I'm very much like a history buff, like a nerd when it comes to that. So I would love to visit like all these historical landmarks. I haven't even visited all the ones in America, you know, but I'd love to see a lot of that stuff. Taj Mahal. You know what I mean? Like, you know. The 7 wonders of the ancient world is what I would really love to see. The problem is 6 of them don't exist anymore. And that sucks. I would have liked to see those. There's only 1 left. That's the pyramids, by the way, at Giza. They're still there. I can't remember all of the rest of them. The Lighthouse at Alexandria, that was one. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Most of these were either destroyed in an earthquake or a fire. The Colossus of Rhodes, which was like this really, really big statue. There's only like pictures and like historical documentation of it, so there's different like interpretations, I'm looking for words, of what it actually was. Some pictures and illustrations and stories say that it straddled the harbor at Rhodes. And some of them say it was on the side, but most of them say that it was like a giant statue that they built back then. Which is freaking awesome to me. Like, I would have loved to see something like that, but most of those places of like the ancient world and the civilizations, all that stuff, I'm really fascinated by, but most of it's gone. You know, you still got some stuff in Egypt, some stuff in Greece, and like the ruins of a lot of cities. A lot of the stuff in ancient Rome. You know, the Colosseum's still there, which is awesome. Ancient Greece. Actually, one of the 7 wonders was the statue of Zeus, which obviously is ancient Greece. One of them. There was a mausoleum. Y'all about to get really like, how do you know this shit? At a place called Halicarnassus. I'm tired. Which is like present day Turkey. There's a lot of cool stuff present day Turkey like that was back then, because there's a lot of empires that were built. I'm going way nerd on you guys. I was going to have to hear this shit. That were in the same place. Going like to the Ottoman Empire. You can go back to like the Trojan Empire. I mean, most people are familiar with like Spartans, Trojans, obviously because they're very popular sports nicknames in America. Some people may be familiar with like the Trojan War, which is where Trojan comes from, which was Troy, which was the kingdom, which is like present day Turkey. The Trojan War is very popular. Some of the stuff we still use from the Trojan War, things like a Trojan horse, which is actually a computer virus. But the idea was that they built this giant wooden horse and basically tricked the Trojans because they couldn't break the wall down. They couldn't get into the city of Troy. So they fought the Greeks, but I'm going away. But you might need to know this shit. They fought the Greeks, and basically, after about 10 years of trying to do this, they couldn't. And they devised a plan where they built this giant horse, which actually had people in it. But it just looked like a horse that they used for Poseidon, which was the sea god. God, I'm going nerd. To bless their voyage home, to make it believe they left, but they actually hid, like around the corner. And I'm just saying this in like regular terms, but they hid like around the corner. So the Trojans took this horse and brought it inside of their kingdom. Like one of the stupidest things, you know, like they couldn't forget it. There's a popular book called the Iliad. They've made movies about it. There's a show on Netflix called Troy. There was a movie called Troy, which are all basically like illustrations of the Iliad. So now this stuff might not be true, and it's kind of grown over time. But anyway, they brought the horse in. They all went to bed. When people came out of the horse, they opened the gates. The Greeks ran in, and that's it. The city's gone. So there are ruins of Troy on the shores over there, but no Troy. Yeah. And also from the Trojan War was another popular person named Achilles. Yeah, that one. The heel, the foot, the little thing in the back of your leg. That's where it comes from. According to the story, again, this is like romanticized, like made into a little bit of mythology. His mother was a goddess. She dipped him in a river, which made him like immortal, impregnable, other than the ankle that they held him by, which he happened to get an arrow through, which he died. But Achilles was, in the story, someone who wanted to be remembered forever. And he was, because we still use Achilles tendon, and a term that most people use for a weakness that can be exploited is known as your Achilles heel. That's why. So, I like history and stuff like that. I'm very fascinated with old civilizations. How they operated, that they built these vast empires in times where we don't have the technology and stuff. So, it's just always fascinating how they live. Like Rome, I've always been fascinated by. When I say fascinated, it's not like a respect thing. It's more like fascinated about the society of Rome, by the way, because they did a lot of screwed up stuff too. But I read about a lot of stuff like that in my spare time. Just like civilization societies, what they did, how they ran them. A lot of laws and how we operate in the United States is actually modeled after Roman society, which is why a lot of our buildings have the same look to them. The pillars and, the marble, the Latin, a lot of that comes from Rome. Even the idea of a Senate. There was a Roman Republic, which is what the United States technically is a republic. And there was also a Roman Empire. But in the Roman Republic, they had a group of people called senators, stop me when I get, that were elected by the people to represent them just like we do. So that's where it comes from. Now, there are obviously differences and they have checks and balances, but in the Roman Republic, the Senate was the power. There was corruption and all. You read about all this stuff. It's crazy. Obviously, Rome doesn't exist anymore. The city of Rome exists, but not the empire. So I'm going to read about this stuff again. Sometimes a lot of people say the term rabbit hole. You fall down the rabbit hole. I fall down rabbit holes like all the time where I'll see something like, oh, I'm going to read about that. And I just like start ingesting information. But this was delicious. I hope you enjoyed my history class for today. You ever want to talk about history and stuff? I love that kind of stuff. This is kind of boring for most people, which I completely understand. But yeah, I don't know. Those are on my mind. I know how we got there. But the chicken was delicious. Y'all can see. Smashed. Anyway, we'll be back. What the hell's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yeah, we'll do a little something. Back in the kitchen, probably. But I love y'all. Y'all know the vibes. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.